be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS.
Entrando por tus oídos hasta llegar al centro de tus emociones, ADR Networks está en este momento
activando tus sentidos.
ADR Networks presenta.
This is Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch.
And this is...
Foreign Show! On the Foreign Show.
Yes, what to do? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, That Foreign Show. I'm Isaac Rakesh.
I'm Celestine Angel, and we are here activating your senses.
Yes. Thank you for joining us here today. And we're going to kick things off today with some fire sessions.
Yes, we're going to talk about actually our show with fire sessions next Friday.
Yeah.
It's a club of hip hop, Afrobeats, the whole pop-up club thing that's going on right now. It's
what is the fire sessions, or what are the fire sessions?
So fire sessions is started by Dante Fire.
Shout out.
I mean, that's his name. That's his handle, Dante Fire, and he's British Jamaican. So the stuff that we are playing is like dancehall, Afrobeats, urban music, basically. And the DJ is DJ Ski, who we have introduced before.
Yes.
And we have been doing freestyle shows with him like the last couple of weeks, actually. The last couple of weeks.
Shout out to DJ Ski.
Yeah, and we will be working with him for this 30th.
Yes.
Basically just doing freestyle. So he will play some things and we will follow with him.
Yeah. And there's some other MCs as well on that date, right? We have some other MCs. We got, as we said, Dante Fire. We got Mas Afro, right? LEG.
Mas Afro, I think he's a DJ, but I'm not so sure. Like on the page, I looked on his page, but I'm not sure what he's going to be doing. I think he's going to be DJing. He was also playing at Diaspora last week, so I think it makes sense that he's a DJ.
Cool. And then we got Bliss the 8. Bliss the 8, we saw him at he did a few songs at the last Afro Roots Bazaar. Shout out to him. And there's Exotic DH.
So Exotic was he came up to stage with us like in Signal. The first freestyle show that we did with DJ Ski. Exotic came up. He is I think he's Mexican, but he does dancehall, so very interesting. And we actually followed him on YouTube and all that, like, you know, support the community and stuff. So yeah, come through next Friday and watch us. It's free before 11 p.m.
Yes, and final artist on the thing, Illuminary, that's me and Celestine, right? Carrick's going to be there as well, and our whole crew is going to be there. So come on down, guys, and join us in this club. It's going to be fun. We like the club is cool. The vibes are nice.
The club is really comfortable. You come down, you can there's a dance floor in the middle and then seats everywhere, like comfortable loungy seats. So yeah, basically.
So great spot for the next fire session. And yeah, so you're gonna get you get a whole bunch of artists, going to be entertaining you all night, DJs, yeah, and the crowd.
Yeah, like we said, we've been saying Ski's music is just great. Like every time he plays, it's like every song we're like, yeah, kind of
Yes,
thing. And
shout out to DJ Ski High. All right.
so
Exciting.
today we are going to have our friend and a guest from Belgium.
Yes.
And like he's our first Belgium guest. So
Yes.
we are
Yes.
going to do all things Belgium and Dutch because he's a Dutch language teacher. So it seems that in Belgium they speak 3 languages.
Mhm.
Dutch is one of them. We'll ask him more questions later, so we'll dig in deeper during the segment when he comes on. But basically, like this episode is going to be all about like I found this word online, and basically the lowlands. So it's like Belgium, Netherlands, and all that. They call it the lowlands because they're very flat or something like this. I will ask our guest later.
And the Netherlands and lowlands. The Netherlands, I know they are world famous. They are marine engineers for reclaiming land and stuff like that. So yeah, that'll be another interesting thing to get into it with Dirk Jacob. Now we met Derek during one of our Yamados, right? This was one of the shows that we did, right? For I think it was a TV series, right? So we met him on set. And a real good friend, right? A real good friend. And we are waiting on him right now. He is not connected yet, according to ADR Studio.
Yeah, he said that his camera is not accepted. He restarted his laptop. So he's trying to get on. So just wait a minute for him.
All right, so let's when did you meet Dirk or Derek Jacob?
Many years now. I don't remember the first time, but he because we didn't speak much Spanish in the beginning, especially like now not so much as well, but in the beginning was like super little, and Derek was one of the English speaking people in the Yamados, which are the calls for extras acting that we do, and he's one of them. Like his profile would be white, I suppose. Our profile is Oriental Indian. So basically, he was one of our friends, and like he was very helpful and nice. Spoke English. He told us what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing about him is he's a real bubbly personality. Too bad he's not in the studio right now. He used to run a cafe here in Mexico City, right?
Yeah, he told us
ran that for a few years, right? And his experience is something that we want to tap into. I mean, he's been a teacher for a good period of time, and also his experience teaching here in Mexico with regards to travel and the whole thing. We want to get into all that, like how he does all of that. We've just been informed that the guest is connected. ADR Studio, yes, here we go. Hello, Derek.
Finally.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Good job.
Great. Yo, this is a great view of with the picture behind, and yes, man, looking very, very,
Okay, I can see like a DJ written there. I'm not very sure why.
Okay, you got the half Frida Kahlo with the.
I like that you dressed for the occasion. That's cool.
Thank you.
All right, so there's quite a lot we want to talk to you about. Why didn't you first tell us start things off with the DJ? You want to explain that?
DJ, it's just because the letters of my name are D and J.
All right, so you don't do any music.
But in the 70s, I was DJ occasionally.
Oh. So you do DJ. What kind of music?
With the music, there was disco, funk, rock and roll, whatever. And afterwards, new wave. It's like a party kind of music of the times, 70s, 80s, even 90s. But I stopped when I came to Mexico.
Oh, you didn't do any, you didn't want to do any music here?
People like live music in Mexico. If they have a party or they have a wedding or something, the people like live bands.
Yeah, that's what we noticed when we first came as well. And currently it has changed a little, yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this, Derek. I'm not going to ask you how old you are, okay? I'm not going to do that to all of us.
I don't care.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, okay. I just want to ask you which is, you mentioned 70s, 80s, 90s. Which was your favorite period, or is it right now?
I don't have really a favorite period, because I like music to be changing and to be. I listen to all kinds of music at first, and I'm always interested to know new music.
Right. I thought you were actually asking about in Mexico, because you have been here a while, right? So
Yes,
I'm also interested to know, like in Mexico, what it's been. 1998. Okay. That's a long time. So like you have seen Mexico change. Like,
yes, from the old rigs, the cars called cars, no, they were really old rigs, traveling the streets to open for instance, the car market to also European and Asiatic import. Because before it was forbidden to import from other parts of the world. Only the American cars and the Mexican-made cars were allowed.
Oh,
I see.
Yeah, long time ago.
Right. I mean, in general, I mean, because we are from Singapore, Singapore changes very fast. So, like, I mean, Mexico has changes, but they are much slower. So, yeah, you need to be here for a longer time to actually see like some things like what you're sharing with us now. I have no idea.
Yeah.
How much time have you been living in Mexico?
7-8 years right now. I mean, we have seen like COVID change things.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it's more or less like small changes, you know.
I was going to say, when you talk to like taxi drivers or something, and they will always say, there used to be a lot of Volkswagen Beetles, right? Like Bochos, was Bocho.
Yeah.
So this was after, you're saying, when they started to import German cars, I guess, right?
German cars.
Is that, and then it became really popular, right? Do you know why?
Maybe it was like before. It was like protecting the market, no, only allow Mexican and American-made cars, and afterwards, I don't know why the market was opened, or it was allowed for businessmen to import cars, but I don't know really why. Maybe they wanted to. No, it's all about money. I'm sorry. Maybe it's about money.
Could be that they were cheap, right? That was a mystery. Another mystery is how they all kind of just, now we don't really see them anymore, right? You don't see much of them. Like I guess.
No.
Yeah.
Right. So let's jump into a bit of like what this episode is about.
Yes.
Which is about Belgium and about the Dutch language. So like, so you're a Dutch language teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a lot of students like in locally? I know you do international, but do you have local?
but I started with lots of local people. I started in a little school in La Roma, in San Luis Potosí, and there the students, they arrived and we had our classes and everybody went home. But after a while, also because of COVID, we started only to have classes online. And I wanted to a little bit to open what I was doing. So I tried to find out how could I have more students without getting out of my house. Because of the same thing, no? So I started to look in Facebook and so on in groups of different kind of people, like Mexicans in the Netherlands, Mexicans in Belgium, people from abroad, expats in Mexico, and so on. And I started to have some contacts. I found also a school in the Netherlands to work for, so they bring me students. And for the rest, most of the students I have, on the other hand, is by recommendations, like ex-students. They recommend me to others, and so it's like getting the thing rolling.
Right. Because this is your specific niche, right? You are able to speak Spanish and Dutch, so you can look for especially Spanish speakers that want to learn Dutch, right? Yeah.
Or from English, lots of persons I have, like students. As a student now, I teach them from English because they're from Singapore. I haven't had any students, but I have students from Zimbabwe, Qatar, South Africa, Guatemala. No, Guatemala is Spanish speaking. But lots. Dubai.
Right. Yeah, I already assumed for the English because obviously you speak good English. Yeah, and so in Belgium, you guys speak English. What was the languages? What were the languages that you mentioned, like Dutch?
So Belgium is like a little bit like Switzerland, no? Who have many official languages. The official languages are Dutch, no? From the Dutch-speaking part, French from the French-speaking part, and a small line close to the border with Germany, they speak German. But the three of them are official. So if you get an official paper from the government, it's always in 3 languages.
Wow.
Always.
And that's really interesting because...
Yeah, tell me.
Singapore's got like 4. Singapore, we got like 4 national languages. You know?
Yeah,
like,
but
so
English is like just the national language. So you guys don't have like one language that, for example, the government will talk to you guys in. It's always 3.
It's always 3 for the official. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So you have 4 English, and what are the others? Malaysian.
Yeah, Malay,
Tamil.
Tamil.
Tamil's for Indians, and Malay is the language of the region.
Yeah.
And
Mandarin.
English.
Yes.
And Mandarin. So,
Tell me.
You're saying?
No, sorry.
No, it's interesting because we got these languages on our coins, you know, on our money and so. Like you get Singapore, then you have Singapore, Singapura, and Singapore. You know, all written on the same. Yeah, you know. Yeah. So that's...
but the government speaks to us only in English. So like for you guys, because we were a colony of the UK. But so for you guys, most Belgians would know many languages then, right? Because like the official languages are so many. Would you say that?
Let's say that the Dutch-speaking part, where I'm from, is when I'm sorry for the noise.
That's cool.
It was
The
a
Harley or
Ducati.
something.
It was a Ducati, I think. No?
Oh, it's a Ducati.
No, what I wanted to say is when we go to school, when we went to school, they teach us from the age of 9 years old, in fourth grade. They start to teach us French to uh, to us, no, who are Dutch speaking
Dutch.
people. Then French. 3 years later, at 12, they start to teach us English. And by
Okay,
myself,
so
I learned Spanish
right. So you
afterwards.
learned
But
Spanish
at school,
in your
at school, you get already 3 languages.
yeah. Wow.
That's pretty cool.
So basically, they expect you to be trilingual, like
Yeah.
generally they expect you to be trilingual. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a European thing, right? Like
Yeah, because
speaking one
Switzerland.
language. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I guess you, being European, you guys be kind of more open to that also, right? Like speaking other language, the languages of your neighbors. Let me ask you this.
Certainly for the Dutch-speaking people, as nobody or hardly anybody speaks our language, there's Suriname,
Right.
the Netherlands, and the Flemish people in Belgium, and that's quite it. And a few islands in somewhere in the ocean, they speak Dutch, and that's all.
So you belong to the Flemish people in Belgium.
I belong to the Flemish people, yeah.
Right, that's interesting. Like like I mean, yes, go on.
See. Okay. No. I mean the Flemish people are the Dutch-speaking people in Belgium.
Right, because like we don't know much about the Flemish people, so it'll be interesting if you share some things about their history
please
or
tell us.
anything you know.
Okay. So the most important city, let's say, or the capital city is Brussels. It's also important not only for Belgium, for the rest of Europe. No, the kind of the government of the whole Europe is centered there. There is a famous statue. It's a very small one.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I recognize. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
fountain
called
of Boy.
Manneke Pis. Yeah.
So
Is that what it's called? Nanakapis?
Manneke Pis. Manneke is like a diminutive for man, and Pis is like pea. That's what he's doing.
Nanakapis. Wow.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. No, but I was.
that's what he's doing. He's taking a piss. Yeah.
And for
In
special
Belgium, I mean,
occasion, they dress him in different costumes in special occasions. He's not always nude.
So what's the story behind this man who was taking
I'm
a
not
piss?
really sure. I'm not really sure where it came from.
Right, but it's really interesting that the EU is situated in Brussels. So, like you said, like nobody speaks. I mean, a very small percentage of people speak Dutch, but that's where the government of Europe decided to be.
Well, for a start, the European Union started with 3 countries. It was Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and Belgium. It was called the Benelux. So it was, and then other countries started to gather. And on the other hand, it's not really in the center. It's a little bit like south of the center, but it's still very centric.
Right, centric in Europe.
In Europe, yeah.
Right.
In Western Europe, let's say, because afterwards we had the East and so on.
Right.
So let me ask you this. I mean, as a kid, like, because when you speak your language, it's very different compared to French, right? The sounds and everything.
Oui, c'est très difficile.
Okay. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. No, correct. Like the way of speaking, the way you have to move your mouth from French to Dutch is Yeah, it's a big difference.
Right. So your question is basically like,
Yeah, the sounds, because when you hear your language, it's very different, Like
could
the
you speak
attack.
some Dutch,
Yes,
please?
hit us with some Dutch, bro.
Can I speak some Dutch?
Yes, please.
Okay, what do you want me to say?
How are you?
Hoe gaat het?
Hoe gaat het? Okay.
Hoe gaat het?
Okay, can you say très difficile in?
Dat is heel moeilijk. Dat is heel moeilijk.
Heel moeilijk.
Moeilijk.
Okay,
Moeilijk
it's super,
means
super different.
Yeah.
It's really different.
And another word to say easy is a difficult word. Gemakkelijk. Gemakkelijk means easy. And moeilijk, which is a little bit more easy, means difficult. But you can all find it here.
Wait.
So when
Hold on.
so when you're teaching your students how to pronounce, they like they have difficulty, right? I'm sure. I'm sure they have difficulty. So how do you help them with that?
I try to start with sounds they know, like ah. Everybody knows ah. No, I think all languages have ah. And now you say ah, but you close your mouth a bit. With your throat, you say ah, but with your mouth, you close it more. That's ah, but closing your mouth, and you have the word for Europa. Europa.
Okay.
It's like this.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Right. So you're basically teaching the phonetics and linguistics and the whole deal.
Europa. Okay.
Right. Like you have students from all over the world, because you mentioned Zimbabwe, like Sudan. You told me yesterday.
Sudan. Sudan.
So like all of them have different, like they come from different language backgrounds, right? So then you have to figure out what would they like understand and how they can pronounce. So like how successful have you been with them pronouncing it correctly? Like
I think good, because all this I don't like to show off, but I will. All students that have passed through the classes I'm giving have passed their exam. There's like an official exam in the Netherlands. People from abroad have to have to apply for.
Apply for it.
Yeah. And part of it is the culture, and another part of it is the language. And nobody has failed the test, as far as I know.
wow,
That's great.
100%.
So I mean, okay, just to touch on her, like the point that you're saying, it's pretty interesting because you have someone from Zimbabwe, right, and another student from Dubai. Obviously, the one from Dubai has an Arabic kind of history, approach to the language. And when you are teaching, you teach the sounds, and you say it's also cultural. How else do you try to train these students to be more Dutch? Like in a way, to be a better student.
I go into the habits the Dutch people and the Belgian people we have, but I also do it asking them, what do you do in your country? How do you what's Christmas for you? What do you do? We do this and that, and things like that. I don't like to surprise them, like we are like this. Everybody has to be like this. I show an interest to what people's habits are, and according to that, I go to what the habits are in the country they were going to live, or they're already living. So and it's also for me very rich to know things about other cultures. So I'm paid for sure. So I got money, but I also get information.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you feel the benefit of doing this job, right? Like in a lot of ways. That's how you you know that it's a good experience for you, like this is the right thing for you. Because like I remember you told us yesterday that initially you opened a cafe, and then after you're looking for another means to work here in Mexico,
Yeah.
and then you found this like teaching line of work, and like clearly it's very suitable for you.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, want to hear a bit about
yeah.
your life. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. A question. Tell me.
Yeah, well, I got a couple of questions, but let me ask you this first. The cafe when you were here, and can you tell us a bit about that, and how did you get into that? And must have been fun, no? Or
Well, it was like coffee, tea, sweet bread, and where people could have croissant or one of another kind of bread. So it was not like a bar or something. It was really like a cafe. People come
Like a
to
cafe.
have a little breakfast before. It was close to the Pemex Tower.
And when did you shut it down?
So and my wife and my wife is Mexican. We started
Okay.
like 1 year after we arrived to Mexico. Like, to be honest, the first year I didn't do anything, but taking care of my kids and enjoying Mexico. My wife went out to work and I did nothing. Afterwards, we started with the money we earned in Belgium. We started this cafe. We had it like for about 12 years. It was very good. And then afterwards, different things happened. No, there was uh, the fashionable thing of drinking coffee, what has started like around 97, 98, 99
Right.
in Mexico, was getting a little bit lower. And also after 12 years, I was a little bored of doing the same. So,
Right.
and also this chain of stores like Oxo, they came on. They all started to sell coffee, bad coffee, but cheap coffee. So it was not a
Wow.
real business anymore. No.
Well, you're
So
really giving us interesting history information, because we
Yeah.
did now we see Oxo started selling coffee like around the mid time when you
yeah,
were here.
it's hot and black. That's coffee. It's hot and black. Then it's coffee. But it's not the same as quality. But quality you have to pay for. So
Yo, that reminds me of the coffee we have sometimes when we're on set. You know?
Yeah, before you came
don't
on,
even mention it. It's
yeah,
also
before you
hot.
came on, we were sharing about how we met during doing extras.
Yeah.
We were sharing about that just now. Yeah.
No.
It's hot and black, and that's it. You know?
Yeah.
I
But
guess
it's
the important thing there is.
also that is getting better. I have the experience. I don't go a lot to extra or figurant anymore, but
Yeah.
the last times I went, it's a lot better. Even the coffee is better.
We actually try to serve better coffee when we shoot something, you know, like for our friends and stuff. We
You
try
should,
to at least get right, you know. I mean, the last time we got pizza, but yeah, coffee. So I don't blame them.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting. This
So do you also do acting, Derek? Like you said
No,
that
because
nowadays you only go when they call you, right? So do they give you like some kind of like acting role, maybe like glorificado or what they call it?
No, I hardly ever do acting. Why? Because I don't like to learn the words I have to say. It's giving me a lot of
Okay.
stress. If I could be like freewheeling and say whatever I want, then it would be better. But no. But I sometimes go like a secondary actor that doesn't have to say much. Yeah,
Okay.
but
Right.
not much.
So
Not much.
but acting itself you don't mind, it's just you don't like to learn the script, right?
I don't like to learn the script. No. But the movements, it's fun. It's fun.
Right. Yeah, but anyway, let's get back to the Belgium and Dutch things because they're super interesting. Like seriously, we don't know anything about this. So I was telling Isaac that I read this word. It's called the lowlands, and it's supposed to refer to Belgium, Netherlands. Yeah, like it's because they're very flat. Is it?
It's because they are very flat, and a big part of it are under the sea level. So it's not even low; it's very low. Like big part, the Flemish, the Belgian part is mostly above. But in the Netherlands, in what's officially called the Netherlands, you have all these parts that are under the sea level.
Wow.
And they
I'm
build.
interested to see that. How does that work? So they basically
build
took out
dikes.
the water.
They build dikes. Is the correct word in English, no? Dikes.
Yeah.
To protect them from the sea coming in.
Ah, okay. Okay, and the part where you are from, is it also under?
It's also flat. It's also flat, but it's not under the sea level.
Okay, and which other countries are considered the lowlands?
The northern part of France, like the part of Calais, where Calais is. I don't know the word, Calais, the city, and then the Normandian part, and then so on till Groningen, till Friesland, till Germany.
Okay, so flatlands. And that's probably why the Dutch marine engineers, right? They are world famous for their land reclamation and stuff, right?
How they manage water, and that's what through channels, dikes, and so on. Yeah, they're famous all over the world. They go to these rich Arabic countries. They build their cities, Dubai, Qatar. It's all built by Dutch.
Dutch. So I'm guessing the island in Dubai, the island thing is by the Dutch.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah, because Singapore we have borrowed. I think we have used Dutch engineers for sure in our reclamation. Right?
Yeah, like Singapore, we use the best knowledge of the world to do everything. So definitely, I am suspecting for the reclaimed land that we have, we use Dutch technologies.
So it's a young country, no? It's a young country, but with high technology. Everything is like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I never went, but I would love to.
Right. If you go, we will let you know what to do and everything, of course.
Okay.
And like how old is Belgium? Very old?
No. It's
Not
one
so
of
old,
right? It was one of the youngest European cities till the whole Eastern Europe fell apart. The URSS, when it started to, but it's less than 200 years.
Okay, that's pretty young for Europe, but it's still much older than.
Much older than Singapore. Yeah, Singapore is like 50 plus.
Singapore, I mean, as a nation, a republic, we're about 50, around 50 plus years.
Yeah,
but
50 years.
It's about 50 years. But this question is kind of strange also, right? Because actually, we've been there forever. Singapore's always been there, you know what I mean? And it's just a whole different kind of settlement at that time. And the English came in 1819, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then things started from there and everything.
Wait, so English, you told me, is not an official language of Belgium, right?
No, but
you all learned it.
Nearly everybody speaks English, but it's not an official language, but it's taught at school.
So let me ask you this. Do the people, if someone speaks English to someone in the street over there,
my wife, Mexican, she always says, whoever you ask the way how to go to somewhere in whatever language, the people in Antwerp, because that's where she lived with me, they will answer you, or they try to answer you in whatever language, even languages they don't know. So they find out words.
Okay.
That
So
was the
physical,
opinion of my wife.
Right,
okay.
which is very welcoming and nice, right? So and very flexible. They are not like they're very fixed with any one way.
No.
That's really cool. I mean, it's like very different because when I asked you this question, I was thinking about Paris, France, and if you're going to be walking around speaking English, yeah, they're going to be like,
They don't like it. No. No. And if you
They don't
even
like
if you
it.
speak French, if it doesn't sound like they think it should sound, they don't
Yeah.
help you even in French. It has to be
Yeah, they
the
don't.
accent of Paris.
Oh, right. So they are quite mamon about it, right?
Yeah,
They actually, yeah.
we could say that. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Right.
So I mean, this. Yeah, sorry. Were you going to say something?
Okay, yeah. What is Belgium famous for? Was a question a while ago, but I don't know. That afterwards we get we took another turn. No.
Yes,
So
please, but please answer that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
also one of the reasons why we do speak a lot of languages and we have lots of influences from other cultures, because we were it's called sometimes the battlefield of Europe. Why? Because everybody came and tried to conquer what's now the Belgium territory. No. So
Oh, wow.
we had the Romans, we had the the Australians, now the Austrians, the
Austrians.
the French like 2 times, the Germans like 2 times, the Spanish.
Wow. Okay.
When the Spanish came to Mexico, they were also in the Netherlands, no, including at that moment Belgium. The Vikings, we cannot forget the Vikings, the Hungarian, and,
Man. Okay.
and maybe a few more. I was not checking our history, but I was thinking about that a while ago. That
It's
really
probably because
lots of
of
people.
There is a lot of.
It's
Yeah.
probably because of the location, right? Because you mentioned that it's very centric. So
Yeah.
probably everybody wanted to, claim that land for themselves.
Uh-huh. Or they wanted
Yeah.
to go from one side to the other, like the German, French. They historically they never went along, but to get to each other, they had to pass through the Belgium. That was it was not called Belgium at that time. It's but like it was occupied, no, or just passing
Right.
through.
Right.
Right.
So all these attempts, but Belgium has remained kind of neutral, right?
No, they
Throughout this
were
time?
occupied all the times by all these other government, let's say.
Okay.
And then 200 years before, now they are their own country, right?
No, and it was actually an agreement between other European countries. It was an agreement to say, let's separate this French country and this German country. Let's put a country in between and make it official, so they will not fight or they will not pass through without.
Oh, wow. It's
So
very
it was it's like
strategically
a
planned.
construction at a certain time. Because at
Yeah,
that
I mean-
moment, the territory of what now is Belgium, we were together with the rest of the Netherlands. We were all one long country, which was called the Nederlanden, and it still has the name the Netherlands in English.
Oh.
Netherlands.
And
Okay.
what about German?
Which
Do
means
you-
the Low Countries, as you said earlier.
Right, Netherlands, yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
The
in English-
lowlands. Yeah.
The lowlands. There's a bit of in English. We say the Netherlands. There's lower
Nether, yeah,
Nether-
the Nether
yeah.
regions.
Nether
region.
means down.
down. Right.
Yeah, the Nether region. So Yeah.
So I find it interesting that you said that the government's. I mean, do you feel now it is they are more open to foreigners, open to people visiting the country and things like that? Culturally speaking,
Belgium?
yes.
Oh, okay. It's an easy question, maybe a complicated answer. I think people are very open to tourists,
Okay.
but I cannot assure you that they're also very open to migrant people.
Mm.
Yeah,
Migrants,
that's the difference,
migrants, yeah.
obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
migrants,
So
right?
come and visit us, but maybe you should go away
You
afterwards.
should.
No?
They just want you for a while, and
Yeah,
afterwards
yeah,
you're too
yeah,
much.
yeah. So spend your money and no.
They just want you to come in, improve the economy, and then that's it, go away.
I think I like Belgium. Yeah.
There's like an official, like a governmental official politics, which is permissive. It's letting come people in.
Uh-huh.
There are also accommodations for these political migrants or political persons, no,
Uh-huh.
uh, for means of war or whatever, or politics in general. They come to Belgium, but a certain part of the people themselves, they don't like that. But from the government, there's like an
There's tolerance.
accommodation for these kind of people. Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. I want to switch it up a bit, right? And ask you something a bit more personal. Okay. You say you've been teaching for some time, and can you tell us a bit about, firstly, why you went into that line,
Okay.
and maybe what you have learned. You've been teaching so many people, but maybe something that you have learned from this experience teaching all these people.
Okay. The first part, why, was after I closed the cafe and I wasn't again doing nothing. I thought, what can a person like me coming from Belgium, what can I do? Where can I apply for? What cannot be done by many other people here in Mexico? So I thought about a
Okay.
few
You were
things.
looking for an advantage. Right,
An
right.
Yeah,
edge.
An edge.
what is another edge? What is another angle? What can I do? Sorry, I have to close something that opened here. I don't know why. But
Sure, no
I can keep
worries.
talking. I cannot see
Yeah,
you
no
anymore.
problem. We can
Right.
see you. We can see you.
Okay. Yeah. There's coming publicity or something. What can I do? Where can I make the
Oh,
difference? No. So I thought I was always good at my language. My languages in general are not that bad. What could I do?
okay.
So I went to a friend, or I wrote to a friend, a Belgian friend living in Mexico, and I told him, how can I help you? I know he was traducing books and so on. He had something to do with the language, so I wanted to help him to be there. So
Okay.
afterwards, he told me, yes, my assistant will will help you. And afterwards, I had a chat with his assistant, and instead of traducing books or documents, he said that I could teach for them. So that's how I started.
And obviously, it's something you enjoy to do, right?
Yes. When I was a little kid, like 7, 8 years old, I thought what this guy in front of the class is doing, I also want to do that.
Oh,
And I
okay.
never did
All
till I
right.
became like 10 years ago. 10,
So as a
that's
kid,
10 or 11 years
you
ago,
see
I
it.
started.
So as a kid, you're looking at teachers and thinking, I can do
I
this.
thought this.
I can be this.
I can do this. Yeah. What you do
That's
it
cool.
fine.
That's cool.
And the other thing I was thinking about was there are not a lot of blonde people in Mexico, so I thought maybe I could go and be an extra
The
artistic
figurantes.
figurant. Yeah, so I wrote
Right.
a few things, and the other day, the day after I told it, I had a job.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Manifest.
immediately.
So,
They paid 700 peso, but it was the first job.
yeah, the first one is okay if it's cheap because you don't mind because it's like a new experience.
Yeah, so getting your foot through the door, right? Yeah.
So like Derek, we have only a few minutes left, and I'm interested to share this with like people that might be watching, like other Dutch speakers or like people who want to get together with Dutch speaking people to learn the language or something. Like, is there like, communities where they can get together and practice speaking, or maybe with you? Do you do like teaching and speaking as well?
For many times, I've been thinking about really conversation groups.
Yeah.
So people that already speak a little bit, but to have a topic each class, have a topic. Everybody prepares a little thing, and
right.
But as a matter of fact, also COVID came in between because and so on. So I haven't started it, but I would love to. I'm thinking about where you could do so in Mexico City or in Mexico in general.
That's a great idea, and for us being here on the Foreign show, if we can, if you have some ideas of how we can help this network to start, we will be happy to do that.
Yeah,
because this is actually what we would like to do, also to connect people.
Okay, what do you need?
Yeah. I have no idea. let me think about it. Yeah,
No,
let's see.
I mean, what do you need? My telephone number, my email. What?
Right.
We already shared your Instagram on Instagram and all the social networks. We already shared your contact from there. And if from your Instagram is good enough for people to contact you.
Okay, as I'm an old person, I don't use very much Instagram, but I do use Facebook. I use WhatsApp, but I can, you can share my Instagram in my Facebook if you want to.
Okay.
I will connect your Facebook to the social media. Yeah.
I would be happy.
Cool.
Okay.
So
I was talking about a few other things because I had a whole list, but maybe some other time.
No, we actually have a few minutes left, and we can close the show with your some final words. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe about the fries.
Okay.
In the world known as French fries. No, but actually, we the Belgian people, we think they're Belgian. It's not an invention of the
fries.
French. No, it's Belgian fries. And the verb to French, I was told, the verb to French mean to cut in long and small parts. I looked up the verb and I never found it, but that was what I was told. So, like in the war, British or American, I don't even remember, visited the Belgian country to come and fight against the Germans. I think it was, no? And then they saw people fry these little things, and they tried them. It was very tasty. So they said, what's it called? Fries. Okay.
Belgian fries.
And how do you cut them? We French them. So so they took the word with them to their English-speaking countries, and so what is this called? These are French fries. But they were not French, they were Frenched, like the verb to
French.
French.
The cafe style, right? And also just
That's
like
really interesting.
like just to end off also about food, since you're talking about it, like Belgian chocolates.
Yeah, Belgium. Yeah, yeah. We took it. We didn't took it. The Spanish people, they send it to Europe to their queen. No, being in Mexico actually, as a gift, and from there it came to Belgium, and we started to make these small, filled with something chocolates. So it can be
that's how
filled
they
with
started.
liquor. It can be filled with caramel. It can be filled with.
Mm.
But
Wow,
it's
these
also
are
an invention.
of the
Filled of
Belgians.
stuff. No, it's a Belgian invention. We also have
Belgian invention.
more than 2,200 different kinds of beers.
Wow, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Serious about the beers too.
So Derek,
Well,
thank you
Derek,
so
yes.
much for sharing with us all about
Yes,
your
thank you.
culture. We really
My pleasure.
enjoyed today's show.
Yes, it was a real pleasure.
Yeah, and we hope to catch up with you soon.
From now on, I'm gonna call them Belgian fries. Yeah, right. For real, for real.
But
I'm gonna-
maybe you won't getting any in Mexico City. Belgian fries.
Yeah.
They give me
Nice
some
to have
chocolates
met
instead.
you again. Hope to
Yes,
see
thank you. Thank you
soon.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Boom.
I'm Celestine Angel signing out.
I'm Isaac Rakesh.
And we have Dirk Jacob with us here on ADR Networks, activating your senses. Peace out.
Peace.
Thank you to all who joined us here on That Foreign Show. It's been awesome. I'm Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch, and we'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend, y'all.